Welcome back to It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Murder, what's good?
What's good, man?
Everything good? How you doing, brother?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Gotta rest a little bit. What's going on? What's going on, Stat?
We've missed you. We've had a lot of very interesting combos, and I was like, I really wonder what Mace's thoughts are on this. So maybe we'll sprinkle them in between, because some things got real crazy. I'm not going to lie. And sometimes,
Let's just start off. Matter of fact, before we get to the topic, let's review Mace's opinion on a few things that we have revisited, because I want his opinion on some things. Let's do that. A recap of what Mace missed and his opinion on a couple of things.
Okay, so the first thing, we got to ask you about Bam's 83-point game. You think they should have took him out? Do you feel like it was disrespectful that he passed Kobe's number? Do you think it was legit? How do you feel about that game?
Yeah, I don't think he should have did that. Like, it's like Mamba, you leave that alone. He's not here to defend that. That was just kind of tasteless. I don't know. From my take, that's what I would say.
Like it was tasteless. Okay, but you don't feel like, because some people feel like he threw or made too many free throws. So like, I can't say you can't count it because obviously it's in the history books, but do you feel like? Yeah,
you got to count all those points. Whatever points he scored, you got to count them. But I wouldn't, I would have just chilled out, I would have just chilled out. Unless Kobe was in the crowd. If Kobe was in the crowd, then I would have went for it.
Got you. Okay, another one.
Well, hold on, Murder. So I feel the same way you feel. We on the same page, but some people be mad at me because I said I'm not jacking it. Cam is hating. That's one of them people. Now she's back in Miami too, Murder. Just so you know, you haven't heard about Golden State or anything. She's back in Miami, just so you know. But let me ask you this, Murder. Look, just your opinion. There's a bunch of people mad at me, and I told them I actually like that. That makes me actually turns me on. Pause when I piss people off about real shit, how I'm feeling. Couple things, right, with this game. He shot 23 threes and 43 free throw attempts, right?
Yeah.
But what about the part when Miami is fouling, they're up 20 or whatever, they're fouling the Wizards to stop the clock so Miami could get the ball back? Do you feel that that's within the game? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're fouling the Wizards players, like, fuck it, stop the clock so they can, at least, even if they make it, we get the ball back to give it to them. Like, what do you call that? I don't know if it's the cheese. Like, what is
they
that?
They normally fight over that, right? Yeah. So it's like
unwritten law, right?
Yeah, it's an unwritten rule. Yeah. Like, if you up and then you just go for the last dunk. I remember Zion did that, and niggas was like, yo, Zion, what are you doing? And they wanted to fight over that. So, that's the real thing. Sometimes there's unwritten rules.
Okay. You're done with your question for that, right, Cam?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just going to go rapid fire on what I even remember. There was a conversation about monogamy versus polyamorous relationships in a palace and a lot of different things, but we can pass that one because unless you feel like...
Yeah, go ahead, ask Murder, because she said you said you felt like Murder should have been
I felt like he would agree with me. Basically, the way they were saying it is if you had a partner, and this is obviously hypothetically speaking, what's the better situation? If your partner is in love with somebody else and entertaining that person and you, or they're with you, but they are allowed to talk to multiple people at the same time. Which situation do you think is better?
What?
Like, say you have a partner and they're also, quote unquote, in love with somebody else, right? Would you rather them just be taking their time and attention to one singular person, or would you rather them go off and be able to be around and entertain multiple people?
So basically, Murder, Tryst was on the show. Tryst was saying she's not going to ever be in a monogamous relationship, even if she's going to be in a monogamous relationship. She doesn't want to be questioned. Basically, that's what she's saying. So the question is this, right? The question is this: if and like I said, it's hypothetical. If your significant other was cheating, would you rather have 10, 11 one-night stands or be in love with just one nigga that she's in love with? None of it's cool. We get that. We know what type of time you're on. But if you have to make a choice, because look, she might have had meaningless sex with the 11 people. But
Stays on.
with the 11 people. But she might be going, like I'm talking about after Christmas, she going to spend Christmas day after until New Year's with him. She's spending mad time with this one person. Would you rather that your significant other cheat with one person that she's in love with, or have 10, 11 one-night stands? And I know it's hypothetical, but which one is more meaningful or meaningless to you?
I don't know. All of them say the same thing to me. Either one, she out the door.
I'm out.
My nigga got to put his shades on for this one.
I had to put my shades on for this one.
Well, I said they're trying to give me a twisted mindset because I don't think like that. And I said, I had to choose between, I don't want them to be in love with somebody else. I'd rather you just go entertain multiple people because at least I know you're not in love. But I don't even want to think like that because I don't feel like that ever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's Trysta, though. That's Trysta.
No, you were trying to say we're the same. We see each other.
Because this what happened. Trysta said, I would never be in a monogamous relationship. I don't want to be questioned. So even if I am monogamous, I'm not monogamous because I'm going to do what I want to do. I said, yeah, that's the type of time I'm on. She said, Cam, it's not the same. My monogamous, not monogamous is a little casita. It's a guest house. Yours is a palace. I said, okay. I said, if the casita me, then you got one nigga. You trying to say I got multiple people in the palace. But you saying you got a casita that's small, so you may just have one person you cheating with. So I said, what's worse? That's what it's all came about, because she tried to act like her non-monogamous is worse than my non-monogamous. That's how it went.
Yeah, one person is like you love them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's a problem
because you went back for seconds and thirds.
Yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th maybe too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Problem.
Yeah, and that's where the whole conversation came about. She tried to act like her non-monogamy was better than my non-monogamy. So that's why I broke it down like that. So yeah, that's all it was about.
Yeah. Okay, I got 2 more for you, Mase. Maurice, he saw what you said about him regarding the trees. He just want to know why you haven't came back on his day.
Yeah, I don't talk to niggas that talk to me like that. Nah. I had some family stuff to tend to. But I like what Mo had on the suit. He had on a good tie. I like where Mo is going with this. We got some good things going on. I'm just surprised he didn't say any of that, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll be back next week.
Yeah, we're waiting on it. We gotta see y'all discuss some things. And then the last one, and I'm just putting this in a nutshell. There's so much more context, but how do you feel about Dwight Howard's ex-wife accusing him of doing coke and showing the bag, allegedly, on live?
Was that a real bag of cocaine?
Allegedly. That's all I can give you.
Man, this is interesting because I'm going to tell you a small story. I think I should have went to the NBA draft with Dwight Howard. I really believe I missed an opportunity to counsel him and to be a voice of reason to him. I really think I could help him if he's watching this. Like, I know a lot of times we joke and play around, but it just seemed like he needs the right type of person to speak to him and somebody that could really navigate him from where he is right now. And he was like such a good kid when he first started, and it just seemed like he landed in a lot of people's hands. Pause. That was the wrong people. So Dwight, if you're watching this, I would love to give you and your wife some counsel to make sure you guys make it.
Well, he did file for divorce, so everybody can, help is still very valuable,
Yeah, I still would like that one because he's from Atlanta. There's a lot of people from Atlanta rooting for him, even though he's going through some really crazy times. And like sometimes we joke, but sometimes you can see when a person is really breaking pause from like the inside. And it's just like the same thing I see with boxers and things like that. Sometimes it's joking and sometimes it's not funny. And this is one of those times, like when it's family, you get to meeting people. You see a nigga mom's crying. I didn't see his mother crying, but I'm just trying to show some sentiment to that.
Respect. You guys had very different perspectives. Cam took us through a whole learning lesson through where, I can't even say where things were found, but the price difference and the size and just some educational things.
Yeah, no, listen, this was all sparked by Trysta. Trysta asked some real interesting questions. She asked me about how much was in the bag. I said it was a little over half a kilo. I said if it was up to me, if I had to guess, I said it was about 575 grams. And she just went on prices from different cities and countries and so on. Trysta asked some really interesting questions yesterday. But niggas always act like I did it. It's wild, man. It's wild. But yeah, shout out to Trish. She did a good job.
Facts. Okay, Mase, that was our rapid fire. Good answers. We have a lot more to talk about today, so it's only going to continue. So okay, so we got a story from Dwight Howard. So he filed for divorce from his wife after her allegations of him. So there was a video of his now ex-wife, Amy, who broke down in tears and said CPS took her daughter because of her husband, Dwight. She says,
he was coaching our son to lie on me and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. Like I said, whatever y'all don't understand, I live with him, he needs some help.
He has a cocaine problem and needs help. And then in the video, she said, this is what I'm losing my marriage to. And she actually showed the bag of a substance. That's what we'll say. Meanwhile, he claims he ain't never did no coke in his life. And he replied, y'all will believe everything you see on the internet. So this is just one example, but we've been seeing a lot of, I would say, athlete relationships kind of unfold across the internet in different ways. Trysta, what's your opinion on the situation as a whole? What he had to say and what she had to say?
Yeah, I think the part that struck me, because there's a lot here. I had to do a bunch of background research because I wasn't familiar with their relationship at all, at all. But she said on this video and in her post that a lot of her friends were telling her, hey, you've got to stay with him 6 months into the marriage, even though she felt like it wasn't working. And she was seeing her have to, this is according to her. And so I'm just going off of whether if this is true, then this is my take. So, because obviously I'm not around to know like what she's saying and if it's true or not. But she said that, police were coming to the door and I was having to lie for him. And I'm sticking with them because my support system tells me you married somebody, it's in sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, for better, for worse. And to that I say like, that's fugazi to me. Not saying that like people shouldn't value marriage, but if you're in a situation that has big time red flags for your safety or for your ability to be a parent to your child, then you have to take out what vows you made, because they also made vows that if this is all true, that they've broken as well. So you got to take care of yourself and your own health and safety. You got to protect your kids, and you got to make sure you're not in a bad situation just because your support system says that you signed a contract and you made vows in front of your friends, family, and God. Like, okay, that's just to me like a bit of a problematic situation. And I feel bad for her if that is why she stayed.
I talked about this on Talk with Flea. Tune to Talk with Flea, and you'll see my take on this, man. I'm telling you, don't want to miss my take, because her holding up half a kilo of cocaine on Instagram Live is wild. So go Talk with Flea.
Is that what it was? That's the amount. I don't know I don't have cocaine measurements down.
I mean, if I'm eyeballing it off the eyeball, I'll say a half, maybe a little more than a half. It looked pure, it looked all powder. It wasn't bricked up. So if I'm eyeballing it, I would say a little over a half. Yeah, if I'm going exactly, Trish, if I'm eyeballing, 575 grams.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much money does that equate to?
Depending on where you're at. Now, we're going straight from the source, Colombia, probably about 2,000, 1,700. Now, if you're talking about Mexico, you could probably get that maybe at about 11, 12 a key. Once you cross that border, this is where it get crazy over here. Get over here, now the prices vary. Now, when you're dealing with people that sell drugs, right, they try to throw everything in it. I used to be one of these people, the towers just came down and shit, man. The prices is up. No disrespect to 9/11. I'm just saying, I'm from you out there in that shopping. My mother was working across the street, so I was scared nowadays. I'm just telling you the type of shit they use. It's a war going on right now. So prices is up. You have to pay like 32 a gram right now, 30, 35 a gram. Then it might go down. Niggas be like, I got it right now, 22 a gram, 23 a gram. It depends what gaffle niggas want to run at this particular time. Niggas just elected Barack. This nigga, Barack's in office is just 29 a gram, right? I'm telling you, this shit is dead ass. Barack's in office right now. This shit is 31 a gram fucking with this nigga. He don't want no drugs in the country. I remember who was the second nigga Barack ran against?
Mitt Romney?
Romney. I remember a group of niggas from my hood. It was like 19 niggas. And I'm like, where y'all niggas going? They said, we going to vote. I said, y'all niggas going to vote? And they say, yeah, we got to get Barack up out of here, man. You fucking the prices up. Niggas going to vote for Romney. Like, it's all black niggas. They always going to the polls. These niggas like, Barack got to get out of here, fucking the prices up. This is the shit they do. Trish, it varies. And you want to get, now, when y'all thinking, now we get to Canada, you get up in the 40s and 50s. Because it's the further north, but like this, the further north you go, the higher the price goes. Mm. Yeah, that's about, I would say, from a little over half a kilo, it's 1,000 grams in a kilo. So I would say about 575 grams in that bag she was holding up, if I had to eyeball it.
Is that like, for someone who's a regular cocaine user, how many days of cocaine is that?
A regular cocaine user? Well, think about, it depends on what your habit is. We seen Lamar Odom say that he sniffed up a kilo in 3 days in a whorehouse now. That's just, I don't know how he's alive. You know what I'm saying? Now, think about this, right? You might think most time they do dimes or 20s. So if you diming that up, that should last a long time. It depends on how many lines a day you do. I can't say I don't do coke, but your habit could be crazy, or you can just have a bump or two habit. I don't know. It varies. That's a great question because it varies. It depends on what your habit is. I would say if you're like a casual, functional coke user, That should last you months. Should last you.
So that would, if he's just a casual Coke user, then this is like a Costco run for Dwight Howard.
There you go.
Yeah.
It got to be Costco. But see, that's where you're nervous about it for him, at, right? Because he can afford it. You know, it's not hurting his pockets. You know what I'm saying? You know, imagine somebody else goes to work every day that sniffs cocaine. They looking at that like, boy, you know how long that would last me, nigga. No, that lasts me at least 2 years, nigga. Somebody else might be like, yo, man, I'll sniff that up in a week. I don't know, Tryst, how old you are, and I'm not here to ask you how old you are, but are you familiar with Dwight Gooden and Dal Strawberry? They used to play for the Mets in the 80s, baseball players. You know, the Mets have won World Series and all that, and these two are the biggest cocaine sniffers ever at the time they was winning the World Series, big time cocaine sniffers. And I was saying to myself, because I was probably 10 years old, 11 years old, I remember when I was like 14, 15, when I first got in the streets, and I'm like, I wish them two niggas was my customers, because that's all you need. Just all you need is two niggas like that. Millionaires, they probably mine a kilo every other week. They probably sniffing this. Yo, whoever was they dealers probably still retired off them niggas right now today. That's what I'm saying. Depends on who you are, how much you can afford. It was educational. Good questions, yo.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with, I hope they figure everything out and get the help that they need. Because anytime children are involved, I just feel really bad. But regarding Dwight Howard, everything that I know about that man is just like against my will. I feel like I just have learned so much about him, especially since we started the show. Like, whether it's real or not, it's like a coke accusation. And then at one point it was a kitty. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I just feel like I just wish he could deal with some of these things in private. They just always come everywhere and everybody knows all his business, whether it be true or not. Because he's like, oh, you guys believe everything you see on the internet, but everything regarding him just makes its way to the internet. Like, you know how there's just some people that you just see everything about and you're like, why? Like, and no disrespect to these two, but there was a point in time I was just knowing everything about Krishan and Blueface, and I never I wasn't searching about their relationship, but I knew what was going on. I knew when they broke up. I knew when a baby was involved. Like, it's one of those situations for me. So I really hope they figure it out, because it's kind of sad, and I hope everything goes good. That's what I will say for Dwight Howard and his now ex-wife, because they got a lot.
I just want to chime in one more thing, Fish, for people trying to get on me. Those prices I was giving you was New York prices. It varies state to state. Now, different states may have different prices on cocaine. Now, sometimes you may have him, nigga in Miami may have heard my last statement, like, what? Fool, we get you that shit for $12 a green. You know what I'm saying? Everything's
close to the border, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said I want to have the disclaimer. That's the New York convo I was giving you. Because you get somebody in New York may be paying 30, but when you get to Kentucky or in the Midwest, where you're direct in the Midwest, you may be paying 120 a gram. You know what I'm saying? So that was my disclaimer. Just wanted to tell you.
Also, really quick, I just want to say phenomenal memory. Like, just to know all these prices for every region. Like, the business acumen is second to none. I just want to applaud you.
No, thank you, man. You never know when I might got to backtrack. Shit might go left. Now, let me stop.
You say that right now.
Let me stop. But yeah, man, thank you. I appreciate that. My numbers may be off. It's been a long time, but I'm just telling you, every state it varies, because, you know, you got to get it there.
And to your point, his memory actually is very, very good. I don't even think a lot of people know that, because he could just pull things. You're like, how do you know?
It's
that?
crazy.
He remembers. But I do want to ask y'all this before we wrap. So regarding the situation, not to make light of it, because it is a sad situation, but Trysta, I'm actually going to let you go first. Have you ever had a partner, a friend, somebody in your life who accused you of something that you didn't do? And then what is your reaction type? Are you the type to argue about it? Do you let it go? How do you react to those types of things?
Have I ever had, I've never had anyone accuse me of having a half a kilo of coke and having coke. I've never had that. I mean, I've had people accuse me of messing around, and in the beginning of my 20s, I don't think I had really fully committed to being honest about what I was capable of giving to a partner. And now I just tell people off rip, I'm just not going to be in a monogamous relationship. It's just not going to happen. I know myself. And like, to be honest, I don't even do anything. I don't go anywhere. Like, I don't have like some sort of crazy wild party, like personal life. But if I want to and the opportunity is there, I'm going to take it every time. And it's very rare to find chemistry that you feel with someone. So I don't mess around with people who want to accuse me of cheating, because now they just know up front and Jump Street. You're not looking at my phone. You're not going to know who I'm talking to or meeting with. It's probably no one, but I don't really have to tell you. And you already know what time it is from Jump Street. That's the 40s, though.
I
That's
like
30,
that shit,
30
man.
my
That's me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me ask you about this, man.
I think, wait. Hold on. It's not you.
Yo,
This shit clear.
yo, it sound like the shit I be talking about, but that's what I'm saying.
Our architecture is the same, but our execution of the build is not the same.
But so what I'm saying is you're never going to be in a monogamous relationship. That's what you just said?
That's right.
It's me. What you talking about? It's us.
Leave.
I've got like my non-monogamous is like a casita. It's like a little ADU. Your non-monogamous is like a palace that Pablo Escobar built. Like there's multiple pool houses and like there's long roads and you just can pop up with anything. Like we're talking about real vast spanning at any time. I'm kind of like I'm real like small time.
Well, let me ask you this. You know what? I'll let Stat be the judge of this, right? Since we're at a crossroads with this, I'll let you and PT and Stat answer this, right? So let's say you are in a relationship, right? Both of you guys. Since he wants to go this route, let's go this route, right? Since he's in the casita and the guest. All right, cool. Would you rather your significant other be saying, okay, they out doing this once in a while, one night stay at the party, they went on vacation, slept with somebody, this, that, and third, or have a real deep, intimate relationship with one other person, passionate. They're buying them gifts. The day after Christmas, they're going with them to spend Christmas after Christmas with them, being with them. I'm just asking.
Which one would I prefer?
No, not Trish, you out. We already know what you prefer. You're saying you're in the casino. I'm in the palace. My palace may be 100 bitches, but I don't give a fuck about none of them. But your casino, you may be in an intimate relationship with somebody else where it's more passionate with the person they're cheating with. So you really got like a second girlfriend. So I'm asking y'all, would you rather the person you be with like have a couple one night stands or be in an intimate relationship with somebody, one other person?
First of all, the way you explained it, you made it seem like the intimate relationship was like the worst option. Like the way you just explained that, you were like, and give them gifts and be with them every day. So
when I say a palace, I mean the number of partners that could come through your palace.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just be clear. That's what I'm talking about. I got like, let's say I have multiple, I'm not saying I do. Let's just say I have 15 one night stands and you have one other guy that you mess with, but you're real intimate with. The reason I'm asking this because this girl I know is like, yo, I share a dick, but I'm not sharing love. You know what I'm saying? So that's what girls will sit there and say, like, I'll share the dick, but I'm not sharing that nigga heart with you. I'm saying with your casita, your heart is maybe being shared.
No,
my go. The palace is just dick. That's what I'm saying. You can't change my question. I'm asking them, what would you rather have?
I would rather choose the intimate relationship with one person. Okay. That's my option.
You have them. You rather have them an intimate relationship with one other person. And if you got a girl,
one night stand.
Yeah.
Because if you in deep in relation, that means you really like this nigga.
Yeah. That's the point, to like somebody.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is this: you may not like him till where you got to see him again.
Exactly.
So then you just don't be in a relationship. That doesn't have to be your partner.
No, Scat. He's asking whether you would prefer. You were dating somebody. You're in. Let me just get this right.
Yeah.
Because maybe she didn't get it. Maybe I didn't get it.
Right. Good.
Would you rather have somebody you're in a relationship with that's running around having one night stands, or have another whole girlfriend that they're in love with? Which one would you prefer?
That's the question.
That's the question. Yeah.
No, you can just go talk to different people.
That's what I'm saying. But thank you for clearing that up. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because she tried to make it be like, you're in the palace. And I'm like, my palace is full of one night stands. But you're in the casita where you're in the whole...
one night stands. Of one night stands.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. That I heard a friend of mine saying that, yo, I can share dick, but I can't share the nigga heart. In other words, we can fuck this nigga together, girl, but he got to come home with me after that. So that's what I was trying to explain. And thank you for clearing it up. So I didn't explain it right, so Stan understood.
Yeah, I thought you were saying one or the other, but you're saying if the choice is I'd rather, instead of you in love with me and in love with somebody else, just go do what you got to go do.
Yeah, you come to go to the palace. Yeah, exactly.
Have fun and come home.
You gotta go
to the palace, baby. Yeah.
That's so twisted though, because see, like now you're putting me in y'all's mindsets, and I don't think like, because I don't like that. I don't know like how I feel after answering that. Like, you see how like they think like I'm just all like no, like I like like one, and they're all like, but if you had a choice, and then like I don't want that choice actually. It makes me feel icky.
It exists in the real world.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I believe it, and that's not a world that I want to be part of. Y'all,
but that's actually what happened. That's actually what happened with Dak Prescott. Not to like finish the topic or get there, but that's basically why they broke up or they ended their engagement. Was he had all these old jump offs and he had burners, and she ended up finding him allegedly on their dual engagement or in a bachelorette party. I don't know why you would ever have a dual bachelor party, but he was, he had a palace as well. Has a palace.
But that's not even the same thing. If you are getting married in a month and you're entertaining other women, and not even in love. That's not the same thing. You're just entertaining other women.
It's time to do it. It's about to be over.
No, because now the whole thing is over. And you could have just continued doing that before planning a wedding.
I was. You in my phone.
Yes, that's the question. That's the question.
Fuck you doing in my phone? Shit was just fine.
I'm stressed. Y'all are stressing me out. In the comments down below, let us know what y'all would choose: a partner in love with somebody else.
Answer for the question.
Yeah, you're still gonna go.
No, I don't want to go now. I'm good. I'm in the palace. She's in the casino.
I gotta get the comments take because that went every which way, and I don't even know how we got here.
Yeah, because you know what? I seen your brain calculating. You like, damn, if my boyfriend did that, which one would I rather have? This nigga be in love. Or a one night stand.
That's a lot.
Couple one night stands. You like, let's just narrow it down. 10 one night stands or in love for 2 years.
10 one night stands.
Yeah, because you know what happens is, like I told you, I had a girl that I was dealing with, and I know we running off time, but I had a girl I was dealing with, and I thought she liked my little side joint. And I'm like, yo, don't be asking me questions. You ain't my girlfriend. I think I said this before. I was like, don't be asking me no questions. You ain't my girlfriend. She's like, you dumb nigga, I'm your girlfriend. You just don't even know it. You over here 3 nights a week. I'm cooking for you. You spend the night. You come here mad, leave happy. Then you go back over there. She really a side bitch, and I was mad, and I walked out and thought about the shit. And I'm like, is my side bitch my girlfriend? I'm like, yo, she fucked me up with that and made me think about that shit.
You with her words too. I ain't gonna lie.
Jedi mind trick.
Jedi mind trick, but at the same time, is it facts? Because a lot of girlfriends may be right now be thinking that they the girlfriend because they at home and living with the nigga, but you may be the side chick. You may be happier with the other bitch.
Yeah.
Listen, tell them what's up. I've been in both scenarios.
Yeah,
I think being the side piece is actually more freeing.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you know what? God, rest in peace to Patrice O'Neal, comedian. He said this, bro. You know how crazy it is for a nigga to go cheat, to go find happiness somewhere else that you're not giving to him? Cheating ain't for us, it's for you. So we don't hurt your feelings. And we find happiness somewhere else. You should be appreciative that we not now snapping. We had felt some happiness. Cheating don't really be for the person who cheating, it's for the partner.
That is really uncomfortable with this conversation.
I like my brain's like just be single.
What is cheating, right?
What you want to do?
Going to find happiness somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to word it that way.
Just on what Patrice O'Neal said. That's what he said. Rock RP. What is cheating? So why do people cheat? You think? That's what he said. Rock RP. What is cheating? So why do people cheat? You think? Passion, lust.
It don't even have to be looking for happiness. It could just be like spur of the moment.
Yeah,
it
lust.
Could be,
That's the palace.
It's a palace.
That's the palace.
Palace.
But then if it's not, but if they really like them and love you in a casino.
Yeah.
That's
what he said.
Pick your poison.
This is a combo Mase should actually be here for. Because I need to know his take. Because this is going every which way. I don't like the palace. I don't like I don't like the quotes. I don't like the wordplay. I don't like the ad libs. Nope, nothing, nada. But the comments can tell us what they think because I'm sure everybody has different thoughts over here. But y'all, that is all the time that we had for today. Trysta, you know, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Tryst, good seeing you, man. Next week, man. Pull my clip up, man, for next week, man.
Oh, I'm pulling it up. You better believe it. I'm glad we got real on this episode.
Yeah, listen, Tryst, man, we gotta do it. So it might need to be 2 times a week. We done got the casinos, palaces, cocaine prices, all type of shit today, man. This was interesting shit. I loved it, man. It was very good.
Likewise, man. Yeah. Likewise. Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.